Okay, YouTube, this is JL Chambers 82. Sorry I haven't posted a video up in the past few days. I've been working on this Sega Genesis Model 1 up here. It's what I've been doing, most of my, the one game view I've done of the Sega Genesis with. Anyway, ever since I got the system and cleaned it up, and as you can tell, it looks, amazing, like really, really good. I had to buy I got this from a friend of mine, and all he had was the system. So I got the system, cleaned it up, took it apart, scrubbed it down, and oiled it up and everything, and it looks great. I've got it in one of my game room tour. That's the same Genesis, and the same one I've used for Castlevania Bloodline game view. Anyway, the trouble I've had with this is that I didn't have a power source, didn't have the AV cables, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the RF, if you have HD TVs, the RF is just not going to work in most cases unless you run it through a VCR or something. The power that's coming out of these little units, just is not enough for the high definition TVs to pick up that signal at the cable connection. So you got to go AV, right? So anyway, that's why I use this little monitor here, which I promise, and I do apologize about the Neo Geo, the good, bad, and the ugly game views. I will not be using this monitor again for CD games because it just sits there and scroll. This horrible flash that goes up and down makes the videos unwatchable. So I apologize for that, guys who sat through them. But anyway, the whole point of those videos was for load times anyway. So if you watch 10 seconds of it, you got enough info out of it, hopefully. But it's been a battle since day one with this thing because I got all this stuff in and got the power adapter, got the AV cables and plugged it in, and you might not have heard it so much in the Castlevania Bloodline review, but this is, I've got a game just loaded up, a little Sonic game. I'm going to zoom in closer and kind of turn this up so you can hear it. Hear that horrible buzz? Yeah. Horrible, right? And I thought that was the AV cable, so I, sent all kinds of people, questions basically like, hey, is this the AV cables? Am I doing wrong? And no, they were telling me that it could be lots of things. It could be the power source, whatever. I never really took that to heart, right? Well, anyway, to test that theory, I plugged in the headphone cable, and that's what's the power of the volume. See, and the buzz is still there. So if it was AV cables, just by the standard cable here, and the buzz is equally bad, that would be one thing. But that was not the case. It's also here in the stereo. So either a really bad sound chip, right, or worst case scenario. And that worst case scenario is that the power source is bad. So how can I test that? Right, I don't have another power source, or do I? And it turns out, let me just grab this. This is my NEC PC Engine power source. Now I don't recommend this because the voltage is different, but I got online, Googled. It turns out the Genesis 1 takes 60 hertz. And again, when I was buying from eBay from the eBay seller, and I bought this power source here, they told me this was for Genesis Model 1, but it doesn't work. So let's just unplug that. Drop that down. And again, I don't recommend this for any long period of time. Kind of get to the end of this. There it is. Unplug this guy here. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. I'm a pro. Alright. Anyway, let's turn this back on. And nothing. What did I do wrong? Trace steps there. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's turn this up. No hum at all. Just a perfectly working Sega Genesis Model 1 now. A little loud, actually. And no hum. So, anyway, guys, I hope this video is useful for anybody that's encountered this problem. And I don't know really how you'll stumble upon it, but anyway, if you are playing on a Sega Genesis Model 1, Model 2, whatever, or doesn't matter, Super Nintendo, NES, if the sound effects are coming through and the music's coming through and you get this really loud hum, it's probably the power source, and that's everything I've read. So, don't think you got a bad chip. If it was a bad chip, you wouldn't be getting music or you'd be getting crackling. Test the connectors at the connection points. But yeah, just to be careful. Buying these aftermarket things on eBay, the power adapters and the AV cables. Yeah, they're garbage in quality and everything. So you got to make sure. But if you get the humming like that loud hum, it is definitely the power source. So just word to the warning. Just a little warning out there for you guys, and hope this saves you some money and saves you some units. So you're not, I've spent enough in AV cables and everything to buy this, a working Genesis with everything included. But this has some nostalgic value. A friend of mine gave it to me and cleaned it up. One of the first systems I ever restored myself. So anyway, YouTube, hope this is useful. Later.